Welcome to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert, and I just want to say thank you. I hope everyone in America is using protection, because it is very possible that we are all screwed. We may be approximately 24 hours from the United States government shutting down, and that's not even the bad news. If it survives the next 24 hours, the U.S. government is also rapidly approaching the debt ceiling. And if Congress doesn't find some way to raise it in the next several days, it could cause the United States to default on its debts for the first time in history, plunging the nation into a recession, crashing the stock market, and causing interest rates to skyrocket. It would be what one economist called financial Armageddon. That's bad news. And even worse timing, because America has already scheduled a plague Armageddon, a climate Armageddon, and a democracy Armageddon. Could we pencil you? Can we pencil that in for next Wednesday? Maybe a lunch-mageddon? Whatever happens. Whatever happens. Thank you, citizen. Whatever happens, I'll tell you all about it in my new segment.
Apocalypse Now. Countdown to shutdown. Wanted, dead or alive.
The budget. The budget.
How did we get to the brink of budget default when the Democrats who support raising the debt ceiling are in control of everything? Look no further than the comedy stylings of Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. Nice job by the embalmer. He really looks like he's sleeping. On Monday, McConnell led a Republican filibuster that blocked government funding and raising the debt ceiling. So this is a totally avoidable crisis. It would be like knowing there was a life-saving medicine available during a pandemic and not taking it. Wait. Maybe we should inject the budget with horse paste. It's all part of McConnell's plan to derail Biden's $3.5 trillion Build Back Better plan, which can only pass through a budget process called reconciliation that shields fiscal measures from a filibuster. Yes, for one magical vote a year, senators leave the mortal world behind and enter an enchanted land of reconciliation. Come with me and you'll be in a world of reconciliation. It's our sole remedy, except for pure intoxication. Reconciliation. It's a phantasmagorical place of legislative wonder where anything can happen. Who knows? Maybe even something. That's exactly what Mitch McConnell's afraid of. So he's trying to harsh the Democrats' reconciliation buzz by making them add the debt ceiling increase to the Build Back Better bill. But Schumer's not buying it, telling reporters that Democrats cannot and will not raise the debt ceiling through reconciliation. McConnell and Schumer are in a staring contest that's also a high-stakes game of chicken, in that they both look like raw poultry. Now, even if the Democrats were willing to use reconciliation, it wouldn't be easy. They'd have to essentially pass 4 bills simultaneously. One to fund the government, one to raise the debt ceiling, one for the Build Back Better bill, and the infrastructure bill. And that last one might be the most important, because if the first 3 don't pass, we'll all need bridges to live under. And here's the problem, and it's 2 problems. West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin, seen here explaining what happens when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, along with Arizona Senator and midlife crisis Velma, Kirsten Sinema. Jakers.
That wouldn't hit home.
In order to pass the bill through reconciliation, all 50 Senate Democrats have to be on board. But Manchin and Sinema have both said that there are parts of the $3.5 trillion bill that they oppose. But they have yet to publicly detail their demands. So they're holding up the entire government, but they won't tell anyone what they want. That's like getting a ransom note that says, your brother gets it unless you give us, wouldn't you like to know? So, over the past few weeks, the White House has tried to figure out just what they want. Or as Politico put it, they've been trying to unlock the Manchinima puzzle. Manchinima? Really? That sounds like half man, half enema. And if you're just slapping their names together, come on, cinnamon was right there. This right here, I gotta think. This is why political writers can't cut it in Hollywood. They'd never have come up with Benifer or even Aflo. We'd have ended up with Fleckpez. We'll have more on this story as absolutely nothing continues to happen. In booster shot news, Dr. Anthony Fauci says 3 shots will be the optimal regimen of COVID vaccination. Optimal regimen, by the way, the most boring transformer. I can turn into a 92 Corolla. The reason we'll need boosters is because vaccine effectiveness drops a little over time. And right now, the CDC recommends that anyone age 65 and over should get one. Now, an easy way to check if you're in the right age group is if you are watching this on CBS right now. But, thank you. There you go. You look great. You look great. But the vaccine that loses the most effectiveness across all ages is Johnson & Johnson's, which is why for people who got the J&J vaccine, some doctors are advising boosters ASAP. And we should have known this one was too good to be true. 1 shot covering everything? No. It's like shampoo, conditioner, body wash. It can't possibly do all those things in one. And now no matter how much I rinse, I'm still slippery. There is some good news. Vaccine mandates have been going into effect, and they're working in healthcare, where deadlines for getting vaxxed are coming up soon. Most workers are getting shots, especially at large hospital chains. So you can feel safe at all the big chain hospitals. McSinai's, ERB's, and the Cheesecake Surgery. The airline, the Cheesecake Surgery, I'd go to that. I think there's probably a common stop after the Cheesecake Factory. The airline industry is also seeing positive results. United Airlines says that nearly all its workers have met the vaccine mandate deadline. Well, that's great. Now flight attendants will be safe while they duct tape anti-mask protesters to their chairs. Out of flight attendants. Out of United's 67,000 workers, only 593 could face termination for refusing the shots. But don't worry, anti-vax United employees, you've got a good chance of getting something with Delta. In some places, thank you, Joe.
Ride 'em.
Thank you. Don't hold back. Don't hold back. I value your honesty. In some places, as the COVID situation improves, life's getting back to normal, like in France, where the traditional la bise greeting, a kiss on each cheek, is slowly making a comeback. Also making a comeback, panicked Americans who don't know how many kisses this is gonna be. Hi, oh, okay, hey, when do we stop? Is this a part of it? Is this fist bump? What? Wakanda forever? I never know what to do. Never know what to do. At the height of I think we're going steady at a certain point. At the height of the pandemic, the kissing thing was banned, but now with more than 70% of the French fully vaxxed, it is back, and people are loving it. According to one French civil servant, it's best to be vaccinated and kiss each other than not to be vaccinated and not kiss each other. Man, wow. Even French civil servants can make things sound sexy. Please fill out these forms in ménage à triplicate. Speaking of Europe, yesterday, the Vatican announced it will mandate vaccines for employees. Well, no surprise they're being strict. Their boss was also the first to mandate circumcisions. And the Vatican, wow, huge fans of circumcision. And the Vatican won't be allowing religious exemptions. Of course not. As Jesus said, blessed are the vaccinated, for they may attend the late show. We got a great show for you tonight. My guests are Anita Hill and Alessandro Nimola. But when we come back, which the endorsements are the endorsed most. Join us.